Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios. Not inside the bunker, an undisclosed location in that awful state called Pennsylvania. From the mountaintop of New Jersey, the highest point to Chicago, Illinois. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guy and Vinnie Parise. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. As the Devils take on the Carolina Hurricanes tonight in South Jersey, also known as Raleigh, North Carolina, hoping to sweep the home-and-home series. Guys, what a game last night. 4-2 victory at the Rock. It was wonderful. Shorts Guy and I were there. We were there for pregame. We were there for the game. I bought the burrito, the magical burrito, and it worked
immediately.
And Vinny, you got to hear the story again because you know that whole day was just surreal. Like we had, we were in the attic. We were in the attic of American Whiskey. We had WFAN's Danielle McCartan come up as our guest, and then we went to the game. Down 1-0. Shorts Guy, take it from there. What happened when we were outshot, almost kind of beaten in the first period, down 1-0?
Yeah, it was something like shots were like 9-2. And I look at Sam, I'm like, Sam, go get your damn burrito. Because not the Rangers game, it was the game against, who was that against?
Chicago.
I forget who that was. Chicago.
No. Chicago.
No, it wasn't Chicago.
What game was that?
It was, who was in between there? Anyway, not the Chicago game. Oh, the Penguins. Game.
The Penguins, yep.
So Sam had been suggested to get the burrito. Sam goes and gets the burrito against the Penguins, and shortly after the Devils score. So the burrito became a thing.
Against my will, by the way. Against
his will.
Yeah.
He went against his will, bought a burrito. The Devils scored shortly thereafter. Therefore, the burrito did it. Against the Rangers, I was sitting in the same seats. The guy that the guy that checks your tickets. It's his name.
Ticket checker
right now.
The
ticket checker. Yeah. The usher by the aisle. He had been sitting there and had gone to that Penguins game as a fan, so he saw all of this unfold. We're there in that section again, the same section he works as an usher again for the Ranger game. As soon as the Devils scored 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm looking at him every time like, no burrito needed today, and he was loving it, right? So come to last night, Devils are down 1-0. Look at Sam. Sam, go get your damn burrito right now.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me! I just ate a hot dog. I just ate a hot dog.
Go get your burrito, and it was a vegan hot dog, Mrs. Wu. Just so you know, Sam goes and gets his burrito. Not even a moment goes by as he comes back to his seats. Devils score the first goal.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I held up the burrito.
He held it up for a picture.
For about 5 seconds. I held up that bro burrito that you can find between around section 3, outside section 3. I just held it up. People cheered and then turned around. Devils score.
Yep. And then immediately after, Devils score 42 seconds later. And, well, I'll tell you what, Samu. I posted that picture of you with the burrito, and once again, just like the picture of you when we were in the rich seats eating your buffet, a picture of Sam Wu garners the most likes of the night yesterday.
Yeah.
The power of the burrito compels you, and the power of the burrito is what saved yesterday's game. And now Sam Wu, and I was just thinking as we were coming on air, this very much has shades of the Premio sausage days.
Oh, I know.
When we forced Wolverines to eat that Premio sausage, and it completely changed that specific game, and that was what he had to do, despite his
force-fed him
Premio sausages.
Yeah, we force-fed one of our friends a Premio sausage about probably 20 years prior. I guess in the Meadowlands.
Oh man, yeah.
We literally held him down and shoved that sausage down his mouth, and then the Devils scored, if you remember correctly, and they won that game. I believe in a comeback. So I feel the good vibes right now, Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
The bro burrito after the Taylor ham, controversy of food poisoning, the food at the Rock, I think things are turning around. And on the ice right now, if you guys really want to brag, I don't care about the games in hand, but if you really want to brag about Vegas and Winnipeg and the Devils having the most points in the league, I will give you this stat that trumps all why the Devils are number one. Most regulation wins. Most regulation wins in the entire
You
NHL
also
right
can't
now.
name a player. You can't name a player on Winnipeg or Vegas that's better than Jack Hughes right now. What we're seeing from him is arguably the best performance a forward in Devils history has ever had. And Jesper Bratt's right there with him. Heischer's doing it on both sides of the rink. Now, would Bratt or Heischer be the best player on Vegas or Winnipeg? I don't know about that. They got Jack Eichel and Scheifele and Kyle Connor, all these great players. But like Jack Hughes to me is a definitive superstar, and most Stanley Cup champions have like that one definitive superstar, like a top 10 guy in the league. And right now, Jack Hughes is that. And what we're seeing from him, even on plays that they don't score, he's on the penalty kill now. And I used to think it was genius that Edmonton would run McDavid and Draisaitl as a forward pair on the penalty kill. They get a scoring chance on almost every penalty kill that they took. They didn't always score. It's hard to score a shorthanded goal, but what we're seeing from him in all three zones this year is fantastic. And I'm right there with you, Sam. I do think right now it's hard to argue them as anything other than the best team in the NHL for the last 2 or 3 weeks here.
Well, and I think it's a great idea to put Jack Hughes up, in the penalty kill.
Oh,
When I coached hockey years ago, I used to call them jackrabbits, literally, because that's what they are, just to harass the point, and hopefully you can get the puck above the blue line, and the defense on their heels, and that's how you can get shorthanded chances. I think the Devils are so dangerous on all three sides of the ice. You got your offense, your defense, and special teams right now, and just you want to put your best players out there, especially during the playoffs, where I think that's going to pay off dividends, having guys like Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt on the PK.
yeah. I mean, what they're able to do at all situations, it's hard to argue them as one of the best offensive pairs in the NHL right now. And then you throw in Heischer, what he's doing in all three zones, and his snipe show goal yesterday. That's his 18th of the season. Like, he's right up there with some of the league leaders. Do I think he's going to win the Rocket Richard? No, I don't need him to. Just, if he gets 30, 40 goals and wins the Selke Trophy, that's exactly what you want from Nico Heischer. And so the fact that he's like your third option offensively, Timo Meier, who scored 40 goals in the NHL, is your fourth option. I mean, when you just look up and down this lineup, it's Studley Muffin after Studley Muffin, and I love to see it.
What
Stacked.
an absolute change from last year to have so much depth, so much scoring available, so many players at so many positions available, and on top of that, playing sound defensive hockey and getting good goaltending. Like, holy hell, this is such a difference from last year. I mean, we saw Markstrom with 2 back-to-back shutouts, with two back-to-back 12 save shutouts, I should say. Yesterday, they go north of 25. I can't remember exactly how many shots the Hurricanes had. They are a high and heavy shooting team. That's kind of just the way that team plays. We saw that last year in the playoffs against the Rangers. Sometimes they were getting 50 shots, but the Devils held them to I want to say just right around 30, if not under 30. And we're getting the goaltending we need. After the Devils' fourth goal last night, Jacob Markstrom went, I want to say it was left to right, so glove to blocker side, if I'm not mistaken, and makes a lower pad save. And that save is the save that I had always coached my goalies in saying, and I said this last night on Devils After Dark, that's the save you got to make, a save immediately after a goal for or a goal against. And he made that save. And we're getting those timely saves where we may not have gotten that last year. Like, man, our scoring's there, but holy hell, the rest of our game's there too. And as more of a defensive guy, man, it's so nice to see that. It's so great to see those timely saves, those big saves, those saves that that should have been a goal. I think on a lot of goalies, that's a goal. But he gets the pad down. He makes that save. Woo!
Anthony LaPena with the super chat. Hey, Sammy, Tori wants me to tell you and the guys a big hello from her. She says, "Let's go Devils." Yes, that's Tori, Anthony LaPena's daughter. Hello, Tori.
Hey, Tori.
Hey, Tori. We are the Devils. The Devils.
The Devils.
Yeah. My big shout out to Tori, one of our biggest fans, one of our youngest fans, in the YouTube live. And just remember, super chats equals wins. Just like bro burritos equals goals. Instant offense. Wins. Yes. So that's what we're pushing here. Also, go to joinourcrew.com and sign up for the latest updates of the Let's Go Devils podcast. All right, moving forward, Jake Allen Sheldon Keefe will be in net tonight. So your 1B's going up against did they announce the Carolina goalie, Vinny?
It's got to be
it's definitely not going to be Kochetkov. Who there were a couple times yesterday I thought he was hurt, so I was shocked he didn't come out of that game.
No. I psychologically
certainly not going to be.
That was our fault.
No,
that was our
psychologically damaged him in the first period, Vinny.
Yep.
It was done before the burrito came out.
Mm-hmm. And after the burrito.
We
are Samuel and I are very slowly becoming well loved and hated in Section 5. We're not quite sure if we're going to be allowed back voluntarily. They seem to be loving us. But, man, are we making some noise over there? They're not used to this.
Yeah, they're not used.
It's really much like when the caddies get into the pool in Caddy Shack. That's what happens when Sam Wu and I are allowed to go anywhere together for the most part. It's just melee. And one of us, I forget who yelled first, and I can't remember if it was last night or the Ranger game. It might have been the Ranger game. I yelled real loud, and the one guy in front of the seats didn't even turn around. He's like, "Oh, well, you know who's here tonight?" I'm like, "Yep, damn right." I can't remember if that was last night or the Ranger game. It might have been the Ranger game, but either way, we are slowly creeping our way into that Section 5 culture there, and they have to like us whether they like it or not.
So, Kochetkov has started back-to-backs before the season, so there's a chance that they do go back to him.
Okay.
But, I'm actually seeing right now, it is Dustin Tokarski. You remember that name? He was real good in the World Juniors like about 10 years ago, and then he kind of had a little stint with Montreal where like Carey Price got hurt and Tokarski came in and was awesome. But yeah, he's between the pipes tonight. He comes in with a 1-1-0 record, .904 save percentage, and a .251 goals against average. He just led the Hurricanes onto the ice for warm-ups, and as did Jake Allen for the Devils. So very interesting goaltending matchup. Two guys who have played for Montreal in the past coming in and starting tonight in a Devils Hurricanes game. So should be good.
I love it when the Snake plays, Jake the Snake Allen. He's going to have to steal one for the New Jersey Devils, I'll tell you, because right now, if the Devils can win tonight and get 2 solid points, the Carolina Hurricanes would be nearly 10 points back. Am I not mistaken in the standings? If they can pull it off, back-to-back wins.
They'll be back there.
You're saying who would be the Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hurricanes would be 10 points behind with 3 games in hand, so even if they won all 3,
they're going to lose all 3.
Devils have a better points percentage. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Everybody talks games in hand. You got to still win those games in hand. Like, yeah, it's nice to have. I'd rather have them than not, but to just assume that they're wins all the time is just crazy to me. Like, the Rangers if the Rangers lose tonight to the Lightning and the Devils beat the Hurricanes, the Devils will be 20 points ahead of them. Oh, but the Rangers have 3 games in hand. Okay, would you rather trade? You'd rather trade spots? Like, no.
Yeah. Well, here's another stat.
Crap.
Here's another stat, guys. Goals against average. Now, when you play more games than the other teams in the NHL, like the New Jersey Devils have, if you stack their goals against average against these other teams that play 3 or 4 games less than New Jersey, you can make an honest argument saying that the Devils tandem of Markstrom and Allen are the best duo in the NHL right now, and the Devils defense. Because if you look at the goals against, I think the Devils are maybe fifth in the conference, maybe, or fifth in the league, just by goals against average itself. But if you look at the games played, of course the Devils are going to let up more because they play more games. So that tells you how good the Devils' defense is right now. Their goaltending right now in the first third of the season. This is all promising right now. Actually, it's not even third. It's coming up to the halfway mark, if you think about it. How many games? We're at game 37, I believe, or 38? 38 tonight. We're near that halfway mark.
If the season ended today, I think Jacob Markstrom would come in second place for the Vezina Trophy.
Well, he's definitely in the conversation. He has to be in the conversation.
Connor Hellebuck would probably win it. Connor Hellebuck would win it because he leads in goals against, save percentage, wins, and shutouts. But everything else, Markstrom's second in goals against. He is eighth in save percentage and second in wins and second in shutouts. So he's near the top in almost every statistical category. The save percentage has only risen in the last, because he was okay in early November, kind of, hit a speed bump in early November. But ever since then, he's coming back. I think if the season ends today, he comes in second place for the Vezina Trophy. Him and Linus Allmark are kind of battling for that. We're in second place spot right now.
So I'm going to throw this out there since we're talking about end of season awards.
After game 38 or whatever.
Game 38, yeah. I mean, we do end of season trophy predictions on Hot Pod like before the first game of the season.
I love
Jacob Markstrom for the Hart Trophy.
Ooh.
I mean,
that's we where we are without Jacob Markstrom?
I would love it. And I was, critical about him. In the beginning of the season, his blocker side looked a little weak, and he seems to have improved that. He does seem still to have a little bit of difficulty on first shot, so he got scored on the first shot of the second period last night. The Devils aren't where we are without Jacob Markstrom in net.
The most valuable
player. They struggled last year.
Mm-hmm.
What Hellebuck's doing too. The Jets
I know.
are 25
he could potentially be a Hart
1.
Trophy candidate. Could you imagine two of the three finalists for the Hart Trophy are goaltenders?
It will never happen.
Oh, every goalie in the world would just have to be dancing in circles.
Well, see, here's the problem, and this is why I hate the NHL and the people that vote on this stuff. No, we got a trophy for it. It's called Vezina. Because that happened to Marty Brodeur in 2007 when he was having a Hart Trophy-type banner year, but they wouldn't include him or wouldn't even give him the time of day, especially when he led the league or broke the record in wins that season, and they made up every excuse why goalies should not have a Hart Trophy. I say Boulder Dash. Like, no. I'm using big words now. I don't know where that
is. This, the 19 teens?
Yeah, I don't know.
What goalie has won it, though?
London?
Theodore? Jose Theodore?
Carey Price won it, too. Carey Price won it in, 2015. And he had, a 930 save percentage.
What about
I think
Jose Theodore?
We live in a world... he probably won one, I think. But, we live in a world where you basically have to, have an unrealistic video game level save percentage and goals against average to win it.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And I mean, Markstrom's got to be at a 1.8. He has to be at a 1.8 goals against average. Over 40 wins, obviously.
100%. 100%. And, I don't care. Just stop. Give the Devils a chance to win. He's done that, and they're in first place. I don't know if they'd be this good if they had Jacob Markstrom last year, because this Luke Hughes is way different than the one last year.
Vastly.
Brett Pesce blows freaking Brennan Smith out of the water. Jonas Siegenthaler he could win bounce back player of the year because he was awful last year and he's been great this year. Dougie Hamilton is back. He was already injured for 10 games by this point last year. So I do think there are some wildly different aspects to the team in terms of the blue line. But, man, it's hard to argue what Jacob Markstrom has done. You guys got me thinking about this whole Vezina thing. I'm on that train. As of right now, I'd put him in second.
Yeah, I know we brought it up somewhere in the last 2 weeks about him being the Vezina, and I at first was like, I don't know, but because I know one that it's going to be Hellebucks to lose at this point, like you said, Vin. This is Hell.
He froze.
And no, I'm here back. I'm back, Sammy.
Okay. Oh, okay, all right.
Damn James Dolan. But watching Markstrom over the last 5 games, being there to see him play over the last 5 games, has been remarkable. Seeing him pitch 2 back-to-back shutouts, of which he was still the second star of both those games, which is absurd. But hey, everyone loves goals, not goalies.
It's true.
It's changing my mind. It's changing my mind.
Absolutely. I mean, and then seeing what Luke Hughes has done this year.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I mean, my God, he was so good last night. And I don't know how many good years of solid defensive hockey in a row he's going to need to put together to lose that narrative of offensive defenseman not good in his own end. He's been better defensively than offensively this season.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because he's got like 18 points in 30 games he's played or whatever. I don't know exactly how many he missed at the beginning of the year. And it took him a minute to get going. He had like 2 points in his first 9 games, but since then, fire.
That's being paired with Brett Pesce. Last year he was paired with Nemec quite a bit. And when you're paired with, and this is not a knock against Nemec, I know a lot of people are not a huge fan of his, but when you're playing with someone of an equal skill level, or at least right around skill level, maybe not equal but a little bit lesser, you're not going to bring your game up. Luke is forced to bring his game up to that more professional level with Pesce as his line mate. On top of that, you have a more defensively responsible defenseman with Pesce, who is allowing Luke to go up and run, much like Palat on his brother's line is allowing him and Bratt to, Jack and Bratt to go do what they need to do. Having Pesce there as that safety net in a sense. And there was one game, I don't think I got to bring this up after we saw it. I forget which game it was, but it was just a minor play, a small play. Brett Pesce grabbed the puck and behind his back, or it was either behind his back or whatever his non-dominant hand, I think it was, just motions like this with his hands. I can't remember if it was behind his back or in front of him, just to tell Luke to go that way. And I saw that and I was like, that's just the type of thing that Luke needs. Like, this is just something fantastic to see. This is like one of those small things that, unless you've played the game, you may not notice. But, just someone to direct Luke in the direction to go and to give him that freedom to do what he's doing. And that, plus coming back with Pesce at the same time, rehabbing with Pesce, and being with Pesce since the word go, when they both returned on the same day, man, you get used to someone that, like that really quickly, and you play very well together with them. And I want to say, I guarantee those guys are just as close off the ice as they are on the ice. And I feel like it's probably a friendship that Luke and Pesce were both not expecting going into the season, but I guarantee that's one of those friendships that they're going to look back at each other as one of the best defensive partners they ever had.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well said. By the way, I'm looking at the YouTube Live. We have a lot of new listeners, and want to let them know that to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. Also, go to joinourcrew.com. Sign up for the latest of the podcast. Also got someone from Nottingham, England. Is that how you pronounce it?
Nottingham, huh?
Yeah. I have to scroll up. Yeah.
I'm assuming a Forest supporter.
Yeah. I'm
That's
assuming.
That would be my assumption.
We're a global entity, Vinny. We're a global entity.
There's a hockey team in Nottingham, too. I'm looking for that. I can't find what that comment is. I'm going to look. You guys talk.
Oh, you're doing.
I mean, we got 3 people in 3 different states on this. How many states is the podcast hosted from?
That
we do. No, I'll go back in the chat to find this comment. I want to see who this is from. Nottingham.
We've done New Jersey, obviously, New York, Pennsylvania now, Florida.
Florida.
I believe in Georgia. Was it Georgia or South Carolina when the pandemic happened? Remember when I stopped?
South Carolina.
Yeah, I stopped.
You stopped.
I stopped. I was on I-95, and that news broke that the NHL was going to shut down. And I stopped, and I was at some random golf course, Vinny. And Got Shorts guy, he was in recess or something. I don't know what you were doing. And we
I
literally
was
did a
not
podcast.
listening.
And I did a podcast from the hood of my car
Mm-hmm.
and to announce the breaking news. And I remember it was so sunny there that I couldn't even see the screen because of the glare. But we were winging it, Shorts guy. We were winging it.
We were, and we got the breaking news out to the public that the league was on hiatus for a little bit.
Nevada, Arizona,
Yep.
New York,
Going to
obviously.
add Utah. Going to
How
add Utah
how
to
about
that.
Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Vancouver,
Oh, and
Alaska.
I've done it from England. I've done it from England, Sam.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I did Game Day Live from London when I was there in April.
I was on a moving cruise ship in Alaska, if you remember.
Yeah. Have internet, we'll podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to go to Montreal this year.
We've talked about that.
There's a couple
figure that out
dates.
quickly.
Yeah. Utah is on our radar. Same with Vegas again. I'm trying to think where else have we done it. I'm trying to think the strangest place we've ever done it.
One day I'm going to do it from St. Louis. One of these times that the Devils are playing the Blues in St. Louis, I'm going to roll down there. It's the easiest drive from my neck of the woods. The easiest drive. I've done it many times. And one of these days I'm going to go down there and do Game Day Live for sure.
Just a warning, Vinny. When you go through Bond, Illinois, don't be speeding.
Okay, good to know. I've heard of Bond, Illinois.
I got a ticket there, and I looked up the cop that gave me the ticket because I was thinking of somehow figuring out how to fight it, and I looked him up, and I think he was I think he's one of those bull riders in rodeos. Bond, Illinois.
Oh, watch out, Sam. Watch out. AJ Visco, attorney at law, is also a rodeo rider, so I'd be careful. Be careful trash talking rodeo riders.
Yeah, you know what? If I would have known that AJ Visco, attorney at law, he could have got me out of that ticket.
He could have.
Yeah, he would have talked to his rodeo buddy.
Bond is.
Go ahead.
It's 4 hours and 30 minutes from me right now. That's far.
Yeah,
that's far.
Oh, it was one of the stupidest tickets I've ever gotten because, I was passing a triple tractor trailer. So it was 3 but they were carrying hay, and the hay was like freaking all over the place. So I figured, okay, I'm going to pass this guy only to get tagged. And then when he gave me the ticket, he's like, it's only 2 points. I was like, you don't understand. I live in New Jersey. If you give me a ticket, they give me points too. Out of state. Mm-hmm. If you get out of state points, you get state. So it's actually double. So it's a horrible thing that New Jersey. I don't know if they still do that, but it sucks if you get an out of state ticket.
Hey Sammy, I'm looking in the chat. John in the chat's going to be in Montreal in January, so we may be able to have somebody do a live look-in from the Montreal game. So John, please reach out to Sam.
Yeah, and, we'll have to make arrangements, and if we're going to do a podcast pregame postgame up there, it's going to be at Hurley's Irish Pub on Crescent Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it in there, so
Well, I say we get the predictions, guys, because I got an alumni game to go play.
Yeah. I got a family Christmas party behind me.
Yeah, you do.
After I just said that Pennsylvania's a dump. Anyway.
Oh, that's why
your family's.
That's why Sam is
low-key
lagging.
Don't worry, Sam.
What's that?
Yeah, that's why he's low-key lagging because he's in Pennsylvania. Don't worry, Sam. Your family's not listening to you trash talk their state, but
yeah.
It's a flyover state.
They'll probably poison my food. Anyway,
it's the first flyover state. So let's get some predictions into the chat. I've got one that was sent to me from our good friend Justin over in the UK. Another, our original UK supporter. He sent me his prediction today. I'll read that while everyone else is getting their predictions in the chat. I'm going to assume that not only is this coming from Justin, but it's also coming from Jake. But he's going to say 4-3 to the Devils tonight. This was earlier today I got to assume, as the father of a goaltender, he was assuming Jake Allen would start in net. But, it looks like the Devils are going to win 4-3 according to him.
All right. Well, let's just read this off quick because I'm told that the food's ready. Joseph Leno says 3-1 Devils. Survey says 4-2 Devils. Oh my goodness says 5-3 Diablo. Survey says 4-2 so far. Every game has been 4-2 so far. Mike Rossi says 3-2 Devils. Ramona Rice, always accurate, 3-2 Devils. Tom says 5-2 Devils. The law offices of AJ Visco says 5-4. But a barn burner. Eddie says 3-2 Devils. Dubs' Light says 4-3 Devils in overtime. Brat with the overtime winner. John says scoreless at first. 3-1 Devils. Mike Rosenzweig says 5-1. And Jay, Steve Engel says 4-2 Devils. Cram 1R says 2-1 Devils. Is that Beer Baron? I'm not sure. I don't know. He always says cram it. Cram it, mister.
He does. He really does.
Beer Baron. 4-2 Devils says Selected Boy. All right. Vinny, you go first. Do the honors.
I'm going to make it short and sweet today. 3-2 Devils.
All right. I'm going to say tonight's Devils game is going to be Jake Allen's in net. I'm going to go with what Justin sent me. 4-3 Devils tonight.
You guys are just disappointing me. My prediction is dedicated to the one and only intern Rob, who lives in South Jersey, also known as Raleigh, North Carolina. Because New Jersey invaded North Carolina for one reason, to get away from the taxes, and now we own the place. So, as we annex Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm saying it's going to be a Jake the Snake Bitten game, 7-0 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. Absolutely decisive blow to their dreams.
We had Sammy. We had one more prediction come in. Tori says 5-1 Devils tonight.
Oh, that's a much more accurate prediction than mine. More realistic. Yeah.
More realistic. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hosen says 6-1 Devils, so there's another one too. So we're getting a couple sneaking in.
Yeah. All right. We got to get
going.
out of here. Yeah, there's fried chicken waiting for me, so I got to go, guys. So I got to
vegan fried chicken, right?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is like my only day I can actually eat whatever I want without getting ridiculed, criticized. I was already told to get some salad from some guy in Wawa today. Recognized me from the podcast. There were two guys that recognized me at Wawa, and I hate Wawa, but I had to go to Wawa. I was actually just getting some water, believe it or not. But all right, the snake will be on fire, says Mike Rosenzweig. We got Devils After Dark after the game. Remember, go to joinourcrew.com, sign up, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils. Thank you, Shorts Guy. Thank you, Vinny. Till next time, let's go Devils.